Hello, my name is Jesus Roque Salazar. I go by Jay and my friends call me Dr. J, so feel free to do that yourselves. I'm here to tell you about my book Data Science and Analytics with Python. The book provides an introduction to some of the most used algorithms in data science and analytics. This book is the result of very interesting discussions, debates and dialogues with a large number of people at various levels of seniority, working at startups as well as long-established businesses and in a variety of industries from science to media, finance and health. The book is intended to be a companion to data analysts and buddy data scientists that have some working experience with both programming and statistical modeling, but who have not necessarily delved into the wonders of data analytics and machine learning. The book uses Python as a tool to implement and exploit some of the most common algorithms used in data science and data analytics today. Python is a popular and versatile scripting and object-oriented language. It is easy to use and has a large active community of developers and enthusiasts, not to mention the richness of the Jupyter Notebook. So, data science. Well, it is said that a data scientist requires the knowledge of mathematics and computer science, but also a good business background, and other attributes like good communication skills and business acumen. And sometimes they are, called unicorns. In my view, they are more like jackalopes. Let me explain. A data scientist is effectively a true new Renaissance woman or man. No wonder that despite being branded the sexiest job of the 21st century, as well as the increasing demand for these individuals, it is hard to find people that encompass all of these characteristics. To tackle the prevailing image, I am convinced that the use of a new symbol is needed, and a silly one at that. There is an allegory I used to propose to colleagues and those that talk about data science unicorns. It seems to me to be more appropriate than the one that is out there, the unicorn. It is another mythical creature, less common perhaps than the unicorn, but more importantly with some faint fact about its actual existence, a jackalope. A jackalope is said to be a strange beast that looks like a jackrabbit with a pair of stag horns. It is described to be a shy but clever and cunning animal, and if threatened it can be dangerous. If you are ever in the Mountain West in the United States, you may stumble into jackalope heads mounted as trophies. But of course that is not the only place where jackalopes are endemic. There are tales of the Hasenbock in Austria, or some witch-old stories in Mexico about rabbits with horns. As I mentioned before, there is a faint fact about the existence of horned rabbits. That is definitely more than one can say about one-horned horses. There are reports of rabbits growing bone-like structures when, sadly, they contract a viral infection. In any case, the idea is that it's more realistic to find a jackalope than a unicorn in real life. The main purpose of the book is to present the reader with some of the main concepts used in data science and analytics, using tools developed in Python, such as scikit-learn, pandas, numpy, and others. The book is intended to be a bridge to the data science and analytics world for programmers and new developers, as well as graduates in scientific areas such as mathematics, physics, computational biology, and engineering, to name a few. The focus is to use popular machine learning algorithms from the start. Let us take a look at the table of contents. We start in chapter 1 with a discussion of what data science and analytics are, from the point of view of the process and results obtained. We pay particular attention to the data exploration process as well as the data munging that needs to be carried out prior to the application of algorithms and analysis. In chapter 2, we take the opportunity to remind us of some important features of the Python language. The aim is to revisit some important commands and instructions that provide the base for the rest of the book. This will also give us the opportunity to revise some commands and instructions used in later chapters. In chapter 3, we cover the basic elements of machine learning, pattern recognition and artificial intelligence that underpin the algorithms and implementations we will use in the rest of the book. By the time chapter 4 is reached, we will have the necessary foundations to implement regression analysis using Python both via stats models and scikit-learn. The main points in the usage of generalized linear models for regression are covered in this chapter. In chapter 5, we talk about clustering techniques, whereas chapter 6 covers classification algorithms. These two chapters are central to the data science workflow. Clustering enables us to assign labels to our data in an unsupervised manner. In turn, we can use these labels as targets in a classification algorithm. In chapter 7, we introduce the use of hierarchical clustering, decision trees, and talk about ensemble techniques, such as bagging and boosting. It is worth pointing out that ensemble techniques have become a common tool among data scientists, and you're highly recommended to check this section out. Dimensionality reduction techniques are discussed in Chapter 8. There, we will cover algorithms such as principal component analysis and singular value decomposition. As an application, we will talk about recommendation systems. Last but not least, in Chapter 9, we will cover the support vector machine algorithm and the all-important kernel trick in applications such as regression and classification. In summary, Data Science and Analytics with Python discusses what data science and analytics are, from the point of view of the process and results obtained. Important features of Python are also covered, including a Python primer. The basic elements of machine learning, pattern recognition, and artificial intelligence that underpin the algorithms and implementations used in the rest of the book also appear right there. The material covered includes machine learning and pattern recognition, various regression techniques, classification algorithms, decision tree and hierarchical clustering, and dimensionality reduction. Here is a quote from D.B. Mason about the book, for advanced students and professionals in data science and data analytics. The book does not assume a working knowledge of Python and provides a thorough introductory chapter. The book's design is user-friendly as well, white margins allowed for taking notes while reading. It also contains summary notes of the material, making it easy to scan for a specific concept. There you go, that is Data Science and Analytics with Python in a nutshell. There are a number of topics that were not covered in this book. If you are interested in more advanced topics, take a look at my book called Advanced Data Science and Analytics with Python. There is a follow-up video for that one. If you want to stay in touch, you can contact me via Twitter at quantum_tunnel or at dt_science. Thank you very much.